Good morning, namaste, beloveds. I hope you're having a good day and happy Monday. So, one of the things I kind of was speaking about in the last video, and it's something I've done with clients, is encourage them to write letters of forgiveness. And, over time, this has evolved in my head and how I have shared this with others. But I really feel that it's really powerful work to forgive. And I know a lot of times if it's something really impactful and really important to you, sometimes forgiveness is harder. Oh, it's so hard, but you have to be kind to yourself, and it always comes back to self-care and self-compassion. And there are just some days where it's really easy to forgive yourself of something, and some days you are just like, no, I will carry this to my grave. And then after a while, if you are open to any sort of possibility of a happy life for yourself, you hopefully are open to the signs that show you, hey, maybe looking at this a different way, or maybe meditating on it, or praying on it, or journaling it can help you just soften your view of it. So I encourage letters of forgiveness. I kind of came upon this work when I was going through coaching school, and my coaching partner did this with me, and I just thought that was, oh wow, letters of forgiveness. But the first one I started with was the letter of forgiveness to myself. And it was really hard. It took me about 3 days of writing it before I really felt I was at a place where I felt good with where I was in my own self-forgiveness. And I've since then done it 3 or 4 times, and it just feels like, in regard to this video, that it's probably time for me to write another one. Actually, it is time for me to write another one. So I'm going to do a couple of things today, but one of the things today I'm going to do is write a letter of forgiveness to myself. Um, because at each point in our journey, like layers of an onion, as we peel things away, you begin to remember things like, oh crap, I forgot about that. And then a lot of the things I talk about with awareness, it's like the first step to being empowered and making a choice. You can either, choose to stay on a path that may not feel good to you or for you, or you can choose to say, in this awareness, I am grateful that I know what I know, and I choose something different. I choose something better. And as you begin to ask yourself, okay, how can I make this situation better? Your brain answers you. You can ask your brain you can ask yourself, spirit, your brain, however you want to address your higher self, a question, and it will give you an answer. So you might as well ask it good, positive questions. You can choose to ask it good questions, or you can choose to, ask it negative questions. Why not just, let's just see what asking your good questions is, and just quietly listen. And for you, it might come up, and it might come up to the form of meditation, or you might have an epiphany during journaling, or just because you're training your brain to see solutions, something outside of yourself to kind of give you that kind of confirmation, especially as my friend Amanda says, unorchestrated, oh, it's not unorchestrated confirmation. She says it something kind of differently, but kind of like, you're not saying, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, really? Well, it's like ahas, because you're teaching your brain to see solutions. So I encourage you to just kind of think about it throughout the day. If you have time to start working on the letter now, or during breaks at work, or at lunch, or after dinner, before dinner, just be thinking about it. Please be kind to yourself. Maybe forgive yourself for not being, as kind to yourself as you'd like. Because, I know you know this, but a lot of that you carry around with you, you, in one way or another, project onto others, whether it's your coworkers or your mates, or your beloved or your kids, even in traffic when somebody wants to get over and you're just hankering to be a butthead and you're not wanting to let them over. Love and forgive yourself, because there's all those opportunities throughout the day to live your best life and to be your happiest self. It's just you have to be willing to accept that love for yourself. And a letter of forgiveness is a good way to start. If you have like a dedicated fireproof or like oven proof like baking dish. I've upgraded. I started out with like a baking dish that was my mother-in-law's, and now I have like this huge cast iron kind of cooking pot that was my husband's grandfather's that I burn lots of letters and things in. Um, and just, after a while, when you feel like you're in a good place with the letter, just, hold it and just kind of, just tell yourself, thank you for being willing. I thank myself for being willing to love myself just a little bit, to forgive myself for all these things that are in this letter, and then safely burn the letter. And we're actually getting like a day break in the rain here in Chattanooga. It's a little brisk, but if you can be outside somewhere where there's not a draft of wind that's going to take the flames away, just I encourage you to do it outside. But if you have a fireplace, that's awesome. So I love you guys. You are doing the best you can. Happy Monday, and I will see you later. Love you.